Could you please introduce yourself to our audience? Who are you?
Hello. I'm Simon, signing up from Luxury Stranger.
I'm Tim Bond from Luxury Stranger.
And I'm Tim Smith from Luxury Stranger.
Funny that.
A few Tims.
Okay, and how would you describe your music in your own words?
Ooh, that's what I asked.
It's darkness upon the light.
Okay. Simple but easy. The last release I know was Face EP, I think this summer. It came out here in Germany, at least. Came out this summer.
Yep.
Is there anything new, any new record planned?
Yeah. We've been working on material ready for our third album. A lot of that is actually in our live set at the moment, and it's being accepted by audiences very nicely, which makes us feel really pleased with what we're doing. So yeah, it's good.
And what will it be about?
Love, life, anything that people want to take from what we're putting to them. Really, I mean, there are songs where there are specific meanings there, but a lot of the time we let people take their own meaning from songs. You know, people have what, you know, a song means something to them for whatever reason. So we're not going to dictate to them what it's about. So.
And how far are you with working on it?
Well, actual song-wise, I'd say what, 90.
Yeah, pretty much there. Easily, yeah. Probably a few months work on. Yeah, a few months work on, probably just to polish off, and then we'll go into the studio and get them tracked and mixed down probably.
You've been playing in Cologne yesterday.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was good. Yeah, it was a really nice gig. We powered through it, and it was
We've not had much sleep for quite a while. So.
Yeah, we might have been a tad loose.
But it was surprising what you can do when you dig deep and just go for it. So
and energy drinks.
Yeah.
I think we were hallucinating at one point.
And was there any difference between playing in Germany, you also played on Otti Treffen, for example, or other German events? Is it different to playing in UK somehow?
Yeah.
The audience, for example?
Every gig seems to be different. I mean, you can never dictate what the crowd are going to be like. All I ever see is that it seems to be very positive. Some crowds are more exuberant than others. Some are.
Sometimes people like to dance. Sometimes people just like to take and soak it in. Stand there, soak it in, sort of thing. So yeah, I mean,
it's kind of part of what's enjoyable, isn't it? Not knowing what we're going to get in a way. It's you just go and you enjoy it and hope people enjoy it as well.
Yeah, we just go and play as hard as we can, as best as we can, and see if we can get those people and win them round. If they're being a bit stubborn, generally we can do that. So we're pretty good.
Today you are playing with PSYCHE, who's really legendary and active for more than 30 years now. How does that feel?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's always an honour to play with bands that have been there right from the beginning, if you like, and worked hard and got somewhere or even made a success of it. I mean, Luxury Stranger as a brand has been involved with PSYCHE before in the past, so there is a familiarity there. And I mean, you know, it's good when you can meet somebody and they're just sort of one of the guys, if you like. You know, it's not always sort of like, well, I'm here, you're there, goodbye. It's very much, let me help you with your gear and all that sort of stuff, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, nice.
And you can understand why they've got somewhere, I suppose.
Yeah, they don't seem, all the bands that we played with, older bands, the Chameleons Box, Spirit Destiny, they've got no ego, they're all really nice guys, so it's good.
So it's like a dream coming true, I think, to play with those?
Yeah.
Let's say your music is inspired by the 80s and 90s, I would say. Mostly 80s, some kind of 90s music.
That's what you take from it.
Yeah.
but how would you describe the difference between those areas of music and nowadays? Is there any?
How can you be politically correct when you say that? I think I think obviously styles change throughout, throughout time, and I think the problem you've got, I suppose, then people seemed more accepting of buying a record or going to see a live band. Not so much that's a good song. It was a case of I'm going to buy that, whereas now I think you've got to be. People want to be impressed, and it's a lot harder to impress now when people seem to have everything now sort of thing, rather than and they don't seem to understand the time and the energy that goes into something that is gone in 5 minutes.
There's also this clash. There's like a million voices all trying to shout at once, and you've got to try and break through to people, and then it's quite hard to impress when you've got that sort of noise going on all the time. So it's
I think the problem is as well. We're a big believer in live shows and kind of going out there and letting people experience everything that comes with a live show and the music. So it's not just a case of looking us up on the internet and seeing something there, which a lot of people tend to want to do these days. So it's kind of, I suppose that's partly the difference between the older sort of kind of feel and sound and the newer stuff, is that we like to think of it as a whole. It's a whole show. Everything about what we do creatively it's not just something you can put out there and just like Tim says, just getting an instant. How a lot of kind of stuff's done these days, if that makes sense.
I think there was also a period, like sort of, I suppose it's before the 80s, really. I suppose in the 70s, even the 60s, there was the mentality of a record company. They would be prepared to allow an artist to develop, whereas now they've got to be developed.
Yeah, they take some chances, I think.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
There's not they won't have the sort of like, there's something there, let's see that grow. Yeah, they want their sunflower plant.
So it's more about fast money nowadays, you say?
Pretty much, yeah.
A simple but important question to me: what does music in general mean to you?
It means so many things. I can't pin down that in a single sentence at all, because it's so vast, so wide, so many emotions. I'm obsessed with it, and feel I have to play it right. So to me, it's a very big part of my life. So it's a very hard question to answer.
I think it can mean something different to everybody. I think when you're creative in any kind of a way, I think it's kind of something that's just part of you. And we've probably all been doing it so long now that you wouldn't know what it would be like to not do it, if you know what I mean. So that's my interpretation of it anyway. Fine, you be like that.
I'll be there.
I have read something about guerrilla tactics you used in promotion in the past.
In the past, yeah. I mean, it's not. I think what we used when the brand was first being developed, it was a case of, rather than just going out there and playing gigs to a bunch of friends, it was a case of, let's try and play to strangers straight away. And so they would be like leaving contact cards on buses and things like that, and just really, I know it sounds like simple things, but people weren't doing it then. And so it just sort of grew and grew and grew, and then it was just something, well, we don't need to do that now because everybody else has started doing that. So we just then thought, well, let's just do the thing, because a lot of the strangers are actually becoming our friends because they're coming quite regularly and they're getting really supportive of what we're doing. And so it is more a case of concentrating more on where to play and things like that, because we want more strangers. At the end of the day, we want to be playing to strangers every day and meeting new people, but at the same time having the older strangers, if you like, continuing and talking to their friends, and it just growing and growing and growing. It's like a felt tip pen when you hold it on a piece of paper and it just expands. That's what we want.
That's cool. And if you had the chance to turn back time, what would you do different in your lives?
General. That's a difficult one.
Are you saying about basically have you got any regrets?
Like that.
I haven't got any regrets. Everything you do makes you who you are. There's a lot of bad stuff that's happened to me, and I've often thought to myself, I wish I'd not done that. But then I think to myself, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that.
I think you only ever make decisions based on what you know at the time.
Yeah.
So I think everybody can have regrets, but you never do it differently because you do it based on what you know at the time. So it's difficult.
And we come to the last question. What are your wishes for 2013? 14?
Wishes for 2014.
To win.
More gigs, more places.
More shows, more places,
gigs.
more people, more music. More money. More problems,
more everything.
Oxygen, more peace, more love,
More sleep.
less Bono.
That's fun.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.